We're in the middle of boiling the sap to make our maple syrup, and it's pretty hectic right now. It takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, and you realize very quickly when we're dealing with Mother Nature that you aren't in control of anything. We always tell people the tree works like a pump, and it pulls the sap up through the tree. What we do now is we have everything on tubing, and that tubing, once again, is made specifically for the transport of the maple sap into one central location. Basically, it brings all the trees together into one central location, and then we pump that sap from down in the hollow, which is behind you, which is about a quarter mile, and we pump it back to the sugar house here. We're standing in the sugar shack right now, and we're standing in the back part of it where the sap comes in from outside and feeds into our evaporator. And the evaporator is the piece of equipment that boils the sap down and turns it into maple syrup. What a lot of people don't know about pure maple syrup is that there is nothing that you add to it. There are no ingredients. You don't put sugar in it, you don't put any coloring to it. There's just sap out of a tree that boils down through the caramelization process in the pans with the heat. It gets its color and it gets its flavor. And so it can't get any more natural than water out of the ground going through a tree and into this right here. So in the last 36 hours, we have about, we're going to be around 3,000 to 3,200 gallons of sap since then. 55 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of pure maple syrup. And that's about how much it takes. So that's why if you were dumping buckets every day, you imagine how many, well, I think they're 2-gallon galvanized buckets is what they used to be. How many of those it would take to make a gallon of syrup. If we can get 250 gallons of syrup this year, we'd love that. Anything above that for us would be a bonus.